Alright, so before we get started, as always, please do hit that subscribe button if you're new or just haven't gotten around to it yet. It really does mean a lot. Also, please drop a like if you end up enjoying this video. And as always, do leave a comment down below. Tell me what you'd like to see next from me here on the channel. So that being said, let's get into the video. Alright, what's up everyone, I'm Mason, and today I was browsing YouTube, you know, as you do, and in my recommendeds I came across this. It's a video from a small YouTuber out of Sweden who claims that, quote, Swedish pancakes is the only way to make pancakes. And since the last half or so of the title is written all caps, you know he really means it. In this video, he claims that all other pancakes fail in comparison. However, there's one key thing that his Swedish pancakes are missing, and it's something that we like to refer to here on the channel as liquid gold. As someone from this sort of region of the world, it's both my responsibility and my privilege to put maple syrup on just about everything. You got bacon, ice cream, shot glass. So when someone comes along and says that the world's best pancakes don't even have maple syrup on them, just no, we can't stand by while this sort of thing's going on. So in this video, I'm going to be responding to this wildly inaccurate claim by showing you guys how to make some proper, traditional, liquid gold covered pancakes, and by proving once and for all that they are objectively better than any other kind of pancakes. So, let's get started. Alright, so all the ingredients that you're going to need are either listed here or here, like depending on what side works better when I'm editing, because honestly I just can't really be bothered just to list them all off the top of my head. So what we're gonna start doing is you gotta have like 2 bowls like this, and one bowl is gonna be your wet bowl, which is gonna have your wet ingredients in it. Typically I like the smaller one for that, for reasons you'll see later, and then a bigger one for the dry ingredients. That's gonna be like your flour and your sugar and stuff. So I think we should just start right off the bat with just the dry stuff. Just go over here and get the dry ingredients themselves. So we gotta have some flour, of course, half a cup of that. Spilled some on the counter, that's fantastic. Put it in there, just like that. That's fun. I always like doing that with flour. You gotta have a tablespoon of sugar. Make them nice and sweet, in case the liquid gold doesn't do enough of that already. Excellent. So just gonna bring that back over here, and we got our baking powder. I don't know the difference between baking powder and baking soda, but this one's baking powder, and this is the one that we're gonna use. Got this fun top there, so you can just like scrape it off right away. It's very useful. So you get a teaspoon of this. Oh, look at that perfect line. This is like most satisfying cooking video compilation. And then what we like to add is just like a pinch of, well, I'm actually pinch, I don't know why they call it pinch. Just like a little small amount of salt there. I don't know why, I don't know if it does anything, but it works. So what you just do here, just mix it up. Everything looks the same, but it looks like more uniform when it's all mixed up. So I guess like a way to remember, if there is one, is like it just goes down in like decreasing like units. So you start with a cup, and then tablespoon, teaspoon, and then just like a little bit in your hand. But you also gotta remember that the first one's a half, not a full. So like, use that at your own risk, I guess. But like that's something I like to do. So now that's done, let's move on to our liquid ingredients. So we're gonna start off. I wish we'd start with this, but that's not. Yeah. Oh, no. Pig. Almost fell off the counter. That would have been bad. So we start off with half a cup of milk. I like to use this thing rather than, where did I put it? Rather than this thing, because this overflows, and then you got to do it over the sink. Then you're gonna waste some milk, because you got to transport way over there. It's all gonna go wrong. So we're just gonna leave that over there because we don't need it anymore. See if we remember that's there later. Get some milk. I don't have milk out yet. We're gonna do half a cup of this as well. So you're gonna notice that there's gonna be a lot of similarities in like the units and the numbers and stuff for the wet ingredients and the dry ingredients. So you're starting off with a half cup of the biggest one. Half cup. Let's see. See how I like to do is just like kneel down a little bit, like squat down. Oh, look at that. I don't know if you can see that, but like that is perfect. I got it first try. That is one of my biggest life accomplishments right there. It's like drawing a perfect circle. So that's done. There's a hair on this. That is fantastic. So after the milk, put an egg, which I almost tried to just like kind of jump off the counter. It's gonna get cracked anyway. I don't know why I wanted to do it on the floor. Oh yeah, you always gotta get some of the egg on the counter. That's tradition. And we are going to take our whisk out of the dry bowl, put it into the wet bowl, kind of just like puncture the yolk there so it just kind of becomes one thing. Mix that together like that. What we're gonna do next is put like a very small amount of vanilla in there, so kind of the same basic concept as the salt, just like you don't use a measuring thing necessarily, you just kind of do a little bit and just kind of judge it. Just gotta turn the right color, so let's move this out the way so you can see the color better. So when you're making this at home to test and to prove that these pancakes are better than all other kinds of pancakes, Swedish pancakes included, you'll be able to do this in an ideal fashion.
Another one. Another one.
That's probably good. Alright, so now we are done with our individual bowls here. So we got our dry ingredients, which was the flour, the sugar, salt, and the baking powder. Not baking soda, so we'll know the difference there. And then we got our wet ingredients, which is 1 egg, half a cup of the milk, and then a little bit of vanilla. So what we're gonna do now is just like combine them. Oh, look at that, that looks disgusting.
Disgusting!
But it's gonna be delicious at the end. So just mix these up till it's pretty consistent. You want just like small amount of lumpiness in there. Not to the point where there's just like massive pockets of the flour and stuff in there, but just to the point because for whatever reason it makes them like poof up a bit more, which is what you want. Just get kind of thing. Sometimes the whisk just decides to imprison some of the dry ingredients and make it as hard as possible to get those out. So that's always nice, not vindictive and evil at all. So that's pretty good. If you can just like look at that, it's like pretty smooth, just like not perfectly smooth. So what you're going to want to do now, you're gonna want to turn this on. It's in the oven on. You're gonna need a pan. Obviously, you're not just gonna like put it down in the burner because that would be not good. So you're gonna want to turn this on. I don't know how other people's stoves are, but this is like what the gas stove. So there's like little flames there, and we put it at like 4 o'clock. But if you have a different kind of stove, put it at 4 o'clock. It like chars it, or if it like just doesn't cook at all, then I don't know. So while that's heating up, what we're gonna do now is put a little bit of butter in there, and what that's gonna do is I don't know, something good probably. How you can tell that there's the right amount of butter is there gonna be little white spots, like not in a bad way. There's gonna be like little white spots. I'll show you those in a little bit. So I don't know, where's the butter? Oh, the butter's over here. I was more prepared than I thought I was. So I got the butter. I got one of these to acquire the butter. That's probably good right there. Just put that in the bowl. It'll fall down on its own. Plop that in the microwave. While we're making noise in the background, let's put this egg in here, like grind it up. I don't know why this is a thing, but it's fun. Gotta have the water on too for some reason. I don't really know how any of this works, but it always turns out alright. Look at that. Perfectly melted butter. You can see that in there. Nice. Oh, look at that. This is perfect. So you see all these bubbles in the batter? That means it's good. That means it's a good batch. Let's add the butter in there. Stir this up like that. Alright, so we have our batter made. So let's go check on the pan. Put your hand here. Don't actually touch it. Don't burn yourself. I've done that before. Not fun. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. So what we're going to do now, pretty straightforward. Just pour it onto the pan. Make it nice and big because we want lots of pancake. This pancake is delicious. Especially this kind. Not so much Swedish, relatively speaking. That is going to be excellent.
A few moments later.
Let's bring it back here. So you can see that since we last saw it, it's gotten a lot taller, and these bubbles have developed. Once the whole thing is kind of bubbly like that, that means it's time to flip it. I don't know why. There's probably some science behind it. You know, I use science to determine these are the best kind of pancakes, so I could probably use some to determine why the bubbles do that, or maybe I could just Google it. That'd probably be easier. So now that it's thoroughly bubbled, oh no, it's kind of sticking a little bit there. Oh, there we go. Just gonna flip it over, nice and hopefully easy. Not easy at all. Not easy at all. No. All right, so. Does Mason know which pancakes are the best? Yeah, I do. But does Mason know how to flip a pancake? I think we're gonna go with no. So this is not gonna be the most visually appealing from the other side, so we're just gonna keep this one up. We're gonna just wash the spatula real quick so we're not just whatever this is. I'm just being a top class representative for New England, Eastern Canada, and anyone who enjoys pancakes or maple syrup. I'm just so good at this. So now that this is probably close to being done, I'm just gonna bring the plate over here and cross our fingers that we didn't completely just destroy the whole thing during our incident there. So let's underneath it. Oh, it's taking that part with it. All right, so our pancake is finished. The presentation isn't the best. See those white spots there that I was talking to you about? That's because we put the correct amount of butter in there. So we're just gonna like edit the appearance of this real quick. Just take this stuff away. We're just gonna do a bit of a cut, and when we come back, it's gonna look pristine.
One eternity later.
Alright, so now we have it more in a pristine condition. It is the same pancake, you can tell it's the same thing. I would have done one of those things where like you snap, but like I don't know really how to do that, and plus it probably would have been like slightly different positions, so you would have been able to, it wouldn't have been ideal. So, also one thing that I did forget to say is ordinarily you'd want to put your plate in the oven just at very, very low temperature just to warm it up. We're using paper plate because it looks better on camera. So we didn't get to do that, or else it would like caught fire or something, and that would have just been a whole even worse situation than the flipping attempt for the pancake. So now that it's done, some people like to put a little bit of butter on there. I personally don't because I put butter in there. So what you want to do now is get the liquid gold. This is the Costco variety that I have here with me. Pour plenty on there. Plenty. Oh yeah. You see, it's best if the pancake is swimming in sort of a lake of maple syrup. That is the ideal ratio. But I don't have enough time really in this video, and you guys would get bored if you just saw me filling it up all the way like to the edge of the plate here. So for the purposes of time constraints and the quality of the video, I'm going to make do with less than ideal amounts of maple syrup. So let's hope that it cooked all the way through. Oh yeah. There's no way any other kind of pancake, much less without maple syrup, could ever compete with one of these. So yeah. So as it turns out, I may not know how to flip a pancake correctly, but I do know absolutely what kind of pancakes are best. So the link to the original video, PewDiePie's video that I am sort of responding to here, will be in the description. I'm sure most of you guys have watched it, but if you haven't, it'll be there for you. So yeah, had a lot of fun making this video. Made myself some food that I get to enjoy now, some delicious pancakes with maple syrup. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys here. Once again, I'm Mason, and cheers till next time.